Hello everybody and welcome back to Erndale's. My name is Dale and I'm coming to you from Manitoba, Canada on a very hot day. So I'm up here in my studio today and I thought I would just turn the camera on. I'm not going outside today. I've had way too much heat, way too much sun. My hair looks terrible. I want to welcome all my new subscribers. It's so wonderful to see my numbers going up a little bit. And also want to welcome back my returning subscribers. It's so nice to have a little community here of people who are enjoying, I hope, what I'm putting up. So today I'm just going to be working here at my stitching table. I'm going to work on my wall hanging log cabin, Wonky log cabin wall hanging. That didn't come out right. My Wonky log cabin wall hanging. That's what I'm going to work on. I'm really close to getting enough pieces to put it together, but of course I've been outside and I haven't had time to really sit and do stuff. But today I'm taking the time because my knee is bothering me. I've had way too much sun. All my garden is in, my vegetable garden, aside from a few pumpkins and squashes that I put in pots to get going first, but everything else is in the garden. Yes. So here's hoping. Anyway, I thought I would just turn on the camera. I have a few things to say. Now I don't want to offend anybody. I know this is a crafting channel. It's also a vlog. This is my life vlog. Actually, it's how this channel started. And I thought I would explain myself and my name, Erndale's. So I came up with that name years and years ago when I was doing crafts for sale. I had a little crafting business and I was selling at craft sales and I did custom orders and things like that. And I come up with that name and I've used it all the time. Except when I started this YouTube channel, I started it under the name of Whatever the Weather May Be. And I don't know if that even shows up anywhere, but that had come out of a poem. And somewhere in my 300 and some videos that I have on here, I read that poem. I will try and pull it up to the front and put a card here for you with me doing that in my garden. But then I decided later on that wasn't me. That was somebody else's poem. And I write poetry too. And I will be sharing some poetry with you. I have a few summer type of poetries that I want to share with you, but not today. Anyway, I decided to go back to my name of Erndale's. So no, the name Erndale's comes from myself, Dale, and my mom's name was Erna. And she was the one who taught me most of the things that I know how to do. So it was only fitting that I somehow included her in my name. So that's how Erndale's came about. Ern for Erna and me. And I don't know if Whatever the Weather May Be still can be found. I have never really checked after I turned back my name. But it might still be up. I don't think it is. Anyway, so that's a little bit of background about my name. I am, like I said, in Manitoba, Canada, and right now 2/3 of Manitoba is on fire. We are in a state of emergency here. Not where I live, but the province itself is in a state of emergency. The north is burning terribly. In fact, I don't know if you watch Canadian news, you would see this. If you don't watch Canadian news, you probably wouldn't know this, but one of the largest cities in the north, Flin Flon, is now evacuated. That's something like 17,000 people were told to be out by midnight last night. It's very scary. And that was just one community. This has been going on now for weeks. And large communities and small communities are impacted. So it's been a really scary time for a lot of residents of this province. So without being too political, because I don't like that, I just want to say that I'm very proud of our Premier, Bob Canoe. He is an Indigenous man. He was born on a reservation, and he has brought himself up through a lot of really tough times to be where he is today. And he understands people, not just Indigenous people, which is good. He doesn't understand them as well, but he understands everyone. And he's stepping up for us, which I have to admire, because we have had leaders in the past who came from money, or who had money, or who personified this money, who did nothing for us but did everything for themselves. And so I applaud Wob. I think he's doing a fantastic job. And I also have to say, I really applaud our new Prime Minister as well, because he too is stepping up. The other thing I want to say is, if you don't live in Canada, please don't believe all the rhetoric that you're hearing in your own country about Canada. If you want to know what's going on here, go to CBC. Watch our news, not yours, because so much is being misconstrued, especially in the United States. Most of what you hear about Canada is not true down there. So if you want to know about us and about our way of life and what's going on here, and whether or not we really want to become part of the United States, watch our news, not yours, because it's not at all the same. So I don't even know why I even said that much, except that it's starting to really get to me. All of this talk, and it's the wrong talk about us, Canadians, and Canada. We are underrepresented by the press in every other country but our own. And that's all I'm going to say. So now, what am I doing? I'm going to put you down, and I'm going to show you. When I was cleaning through, I went through a bunch of scraps. What did I do that for? I can't remember. I was organizing them, right? Yeah. I found a whole bunch of darks. I was looking for darks for my wall hanging, but I found some really nice darks, like this, old shirts and stuff. That shows up really nice in a log cabin. So I have some new material to work with, and I'm very excited. I'm going to put you on the other tripod, and we're going to go down, and I'll talk some more as I work, but I won't talk politics. There we go. That's better. I started this a few weeks ago, and I can't remember which way I was going, but I think I figured it out now. Yeah, it's very hot here. Like I said, I have been working in the garden with sunscreen, like a 40 on, and I got so badly burnt. I just don't know how. You know, I didn't have like a tank top or anything on, but I burnt my arms so bad that I had a couple of really restless nights. I mean, I've always been a person who stayed out of the sun. I never was, if I was on the beach, I wasn't on the sand, laying on the sand, sunning. I was in the water, which you can burn just as, actually you can burn worse in the water than you can on the beach. But I was swimming. I was never a sunbather per se, but I always burnt. Even if we were just walking, or it took no time for me to burn. So I've always been really careful. And even the sunscreen wasn't really working for me. So we have this recycle center down here. I've talked about it before, where you just take things and you leave them there. And if somebody wants it, they take it. And if they don't, they don't. So I decided to go down there and try and find some men's, oversized men's shirts. Now I gotta find my scissors. Anyway, and long sleeve cotton shirts, because I needed to find some to cover my arms up. This one's kind of wonky, if you can see. It's off on an angle, which is okay. I don't mind. Anyway, I went down there and, oh gosh, don't get me started on that kind of thing, really. I found lots of men's shirts, but then I was walking around and I was looking for, just cotton fabric. I found so much stuff that I brought home that I can use for stitching. And that wasn't really the intention, but that's what I did. Anyway, I got 3 shirts. Was it 3? I think 3 shirts, 3 cotton shirts, oversized. They're so long. I wanted them oversized because I didn't want anything tight. I wanted it to be, nice and loose. This one I'm going to put this way and fold up like that. Yeah, so I got these 3 shirts and I brought them home and I tried them on. They're oversized, like I wanted, but they're so long because they're from, a very large size. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut the backs of them down a bit because they're way too long for me. I don't want them dragging on the ground. It's going to look ridiculous. And I chose the ones that had the nicer fabrics so that whatever I cut off, I can use for slow stitching. So it was a win-win. But I walked around. I have this pattern that I made years ago. I made a denim, I guess you would call it a jumper. What we would call a jumper. I don't know what you call that. I know in the UK you call a jumper a sweater. For us, we call a jumper like a tunic kind of. It's got no sleeves. It goes over something. Anyway, I made one of these dresses years ago out of denim, and I can't wear it anymore. It's too small. So I still have it, and I got it out of the cupboard one day, and I thought, I really like the style of it. I want to remake it, but I want to use the fabric from it. I want to keep the top the same, sleeveless and with a little scoop neck, so that I can wear it as a summer dress, or in the winter I could put it over a sweater or a shirt or something like that. Anyway, but I want to open up the skirt and insert panels of different colors of jean, and not thick jean. This is quite a thin jean material, but I don't have everything that I have. Got a lot of blue jeans, but they're all heavy. I don't want to use that. So I want to sort of make panels, pretty panels. Anyway, I'm rummaging around in that recycle place, and I come across a big skirt, and it's a button-down jean skirt in a really lovely soft material, perfect for what I want. So I haul that home, and then I go around the corner, and there, hanging on the hanger, is this green dress, and it was brand new. You could tell it was brand new. It was still had the, how new fabric has the stiffening in it, and it was a very, very large. Actually, I probably know where it came from, but I'm not going to say. Anyway, it was brand new, and it's hanging there, and it was a forest green dress. It had a forest green cotton lining, and then forest green sort of lacy material over the top of it. And it was sort of I don't know what style you would call, but there's so much material in it. And it was a size 20, which is, large. I could wear that. Anyway, I looked at it and I thought, what would I do with this? And I thought it was that green lace fabric that attracted me. And I thought, well, I can't leave it here because, what would I do? I could do something with that fabric. So I grabbed it and I brought it home, and I washed it, and it's hanging up over the washing machine right now, just so that I can have a look at it when every time I go down there, I'll have a look and see. The fabric is amazing. I'm going to do something with it. Maybe I'll incorporate it in something, but there's a lot of it. I don't know. I'll turn it into something. And then I kind of felt guilty because it was a new dress, but it's all dark green. I can't really see. It really wouldn't be an attractive dress, I don't think, for anybody. You know, perhaps it's one of these things where you saw it online and it looked great, and you got it home and it was just like, yuck. I kind of think that might be the case. So anyway, I hauled that home too, and I'm going to do something with it. It's the same green color as my kitchen. You've all seen pictures of my kitchen. Yeah, so it's a dark green. Anyway, we will see what I'm going to do with it. Oh, I'm making big stitches. It doesn't matter because these are all going to be hidden. I love this process. I really like making these. I was thinking I need to have some table runners with this, and I need to have some rice bags with this, and I need to have pot holders with this. Oh gosh. So I have not done anything in the past week or two as far as stitching or knitting. I've just been outside working. I have not had any time. I come in the house and I'm so tired that I want to. The desire's there, but it's just not happening. So we are in another heat wave again, like an extreme, and me and extreme heat does not go together at all. I don't do well in it. I don't like it. So if it's going to be like that, I will have time to maybe catch up on some of my projects, because I am not going to be in that. Although I have been sitting in the pergola. It's been quite nice, and I have to tell you a story about that. I had started some seeds in pots. I started this blue pumpkin. I got this blue pumpkin last fall from my cousin. He brought it at Thanksgiving, and I processed it and cooked it, and it was so good. So I saved seeds, as I always do. If anything like that, I always save the seed if I like it. So I saved these seeds, and I planted two. Planted two way too early, and they grew really quickly. Oh, this is kind of thick. I don't think I'm going to use that. They grew really fast, and I'm just auditioning here. And I gave one to my cousin, the one who had given me the pumpkin to begin with, and I kept the other one. Well, I planted it out before I should have, and it died. We had such a horrible early spring. It shouldn't. It was May when I planted it out. It should, and I put it in a protected area, but it didn't matter. It succumbed. So I decided, well, I'm just going to put. Actually, I like this piece better. I'm just going to put a couple in a small pot and start them in the pot first, and then when they get big enough, I'll throw them in the garden. So I did that, and my little greenhouse that I had outside got attacked really heavily by the wind, and it actually tore it to pieces. But the stands and things inside are completely fine. So I decided that I was going to use the stand part for something. So I put them in my pergola. I've got 2 really nice stands in there. There's 4 levels on each side, and I've got plants, house plants and things like that in there, which is the right side and which is the wrong. I think that's the right side, yeah. So I put these, I started a bunch of plants. I have cucumbers and squash and a whole bunch of things started in these pots, and I put them on those stands inside the pergola where they're not going to be so attacked by the heat and stuff like that. And yesterday I went to water them, and I noticed that one of the seeds, of the pumpkin seeds, was sticking out, and I know it was buried. So I thought, well, I'll just pop it down. So I stuck my finger in there, and out popped a tree frog. Scared the living you-know-what out of me. And this was on the top tier of this stand, which is, what, 4.5, 5 feet tall. This crazy little tree frog jumped out, and he jumped and he caught on to the bar of the stand, and he was holding on for dear life. And I was just so shocked because I've seen tree frogs, but never in that situation. So obviously he was in there, maybe munching on that seed. I don't know, what do tree frogs eat? And I got so mad at him because I really want that pumpkin. I don't want it. I don't want him to have it. I want it. So, and that's my last seed. If he destroys that one, well, I'm sunk. So we had a fight, the little tree frog and I. He started to yell and scream at me. I couldn't believe it. Are they ever loud? I've never, oops, that's no good. I've never heard them. I've only seen them. That little guy, girl, whatever it was, wow. It was so loud. So it yelled at me, and I yelled back. I came in the house and I said to Gary, I just had a fight with, I just had a quarrel with a tree frog. And he looked at me like, okay, you've had way too much sun. It was so cute. So what did I do here? I really messed this up. Just let me get this straightened out. I'm pulling the wrong way. So I popped the thing back in and I moved it higher. Well, I got to thinking after, if he got up to 5 feet, he can go higher. I mean, they climb. So I don't know. I'm going to have to, I didn't go out today to check, but if that seed's popped out again, I'm going to be really disgusted with him. I might have to bring it somewhere else. I was quite shocked. I didn't know that, that was a metal bar that he was hanging on to, and I tried to move him from it, and he was stuck on there, yelling at me. It was very funny. And then after I thought, where's your camera when you really, really need it? Furthermore, where are my glasses? I have to pause this for a minute. There, I got it sorted out. And the other thing, I think, what threw me so much was anytime I've seen a tree frog, they were bright green. This guy was more the color of a toad. In fact, for a minute, I thought it was a toad, and I thought, well, how would a toad get way up there? And obviously, a toad isn't going to be able to hold on to a metal piping thing. He was dark. He wasn't bright green like little tree toads that I've seen before were. So yeah, that was so funny. Nature is amazing. I'm always amazed. I was reading a little story somewhere in Manitoba. Somebody on Facebook had I belong to a lot of nature bird groups and things like that. And somebody had a story and verified with pictures about 2 female robins sharing a nest of eggs. One day, this person had her camera on this nest permanently, and one robin went in there and laid 2 eggs, and she said she was excited to see that, the person who was sharing this. And then she said The next day there was 8 eggs in there, and she thought, what? How could that possibly be? Robins maybe do 4 eggs usually. Anyway, so she decided to pay some attention to the comings and goings, and there was 2 female robins. And she said they fought over the nest, but they both still laid in the nest. And she said the funny thing is, she said they fought during the day. They were always sparring about these eggs. One would get on it and the other would fight them off it. And she says, but at nighttime, she said they both would be on the nest, or they both would be sitting on the same clutch of eggs, one on top of the other. And she had pictures to prove it. She said, look at this. I guess at nighttime, it was more important for them to get along to protect the nest. And she had pictures of one robin sitting on top of the other, on top of the eggs. I just thought that was so amazing. You know, nature is so amazing, really, when you think about it. So, yeah, something more plain. Yeah, there's so many things that you can learn from nature. One good thing about the dryness is we don't have any mosquitoes yet, so a person can sit outside. But I was outside sitting at the table a couple of days ago. Actually, it was the first day that we had set everything up. I was sitting out there and I thought, oh, I'm going to go get my knitting and I'm just going to sit here for a little while. So I sat there, and out of the corner of my eye, something moved on my pants. And I think I was actually just starting a heel or something like that. You know, just starting the heel flap, or moving stitches and stuff. And I looked down, and it was a great big black spider. And I don't like spiders. I don't mind any other thing, but I cannot tolerate a spider. And I threw my knitting down, and I jumped, and then it ran up my chest and across my arm. I just freaked right out. Oh my gosh. And I haven't wanted to sit there since. I'm going to sit there. If there's going to be spiders, forget it. But I think actually what it was I hadn't turned the table over and cleaned underneath it. I think it probably was inside the table. You know how they find little creases and crevices to lay. I think that's probably where it came from. So yeah, the table's been hosed down, cleaned properly. That's not going to happen again. Sorry, I keep bumping this. So this is just how I'm doing these. Super duper easy. And the thinner, if I have a thinner piece, then I just lay it on top. I don't fold it over. I'm not being precious about my stitches. I'm just doing a fairly large running stitch. And I'm not, once I get them done, then I am top stitching them all with running stitch with different colors of embroidery thread. Do I have any around here to show you? I think I do. Just let me get to the end of here. So the air conditioning in our car went out, of course. So Gary made an appointment. It's going in on Monday. And we were going to go grocery shopping today, but I said I'm not sitting in a black van in 32 degrees weather to go anywhere without air conditioning. It's not happening. So we'll go next week, I guess. We have food. We're not gonna looking for, oh dear, here's some more stuff. So that's sort of what they're going to look like when they're all stitched. I just do a running stitch around and they turn out so beautiful and soft. I just love them. So I've got a lot done here. Got a whole basket full. See, I change the threads sometimes, or sometimes I'll just do the darks all in one color and the lights all in one color, and sometimes I just change it all the time, depending on what I've got going. Here's one with some lace in it. This one I've done all the stitching on. I've even put the little cross in the middle, which I am doing for me. So yeah, that's how they end up. And like I said, I think I've got, I don't know how many I've got. Oh, I just about spilled coffee all over everything. Did I finish that? Yes, I did. I think I've got 5 or 6 more to go before I've got enough for what I'm planning to do. So, I hope everybody's staying well. My husband has been sick, but he's starting to feel better now, thank goodness. Don't know what came over him, but he had me scared, that's for sure. He never is sick. I'm always the one who's sick. And it kind of threw me for a loop. Ooh, this is pretty. I don't remember what I did with this. I'm gonna cut it in half. Didn't exactly go in half either. Yeah, no matter. Yeah, so he was been really sick. Like I said, he really scared me. But he's on the mend now, so that's good. Oh, I keep headbutting this camera. I'm very sorry. Very sorry if I'm out of focus too, out of shot. I haven't finished my blue bowl. I'm going to be working on that. If it stays hot for the next few days, I'll be working on that too. But I just really wanted to get going on this because this has been ongoing for quite a while, and I just really feel like I want to get it done and get it up on the wall. I really haven't felt like doing much crafting. I've got some house things I want to do. I've got an old bookcase that, it was in our home growing up as far back as I can remember, and I got it, and I've had it all my adult life. And over the years, it's been painted a million different colors. So in fall, I decided I was going to strip it. Well, there's so many colors on there that I don't know if I'll ever get it stripped down. So I'm gonna take it outside and give it a good sand and see where I'm at with the stripping thing and work on it, because I need it in my kitchen for cookbooks. And that's another project that I wanted to get going on, as well as I primed most of the woodwork on the main floor, hallway, living room, and I haven't painted it. I just got primer on there, and I need to paint that and get that finished. That was 2 years ago I started that project. I mean, nobody coming to the door would know that that's just primer, but I know, and it's bothering me. Gotta take that out of there. So yeah, that has to get done. Okay, I'm going to put this one, I'm not going to fold it over. I'm going to put this one on raw edge like this. First I get all the gook off it. And I'll straighten out the end here. I'm just going to set it on here like this, because I'm trying to even off the edges a little bit, even though they're not going to be even anyhow. But so what I'm going to do is I'm going to stitch it up the sides and then across the top, and then end it here, because I will be folding maybe something over. If I decide not to fold over, which I might, then I will stitch it down on the next one. And I just started a new thread, so we will just start it here. And I'm just gonna go up a couple stitches up the side here, just so that it doesn't flip up. And then I will just carry on along the top. I'm gonna pin this down though. Where are you, pins? No, I can take this one out, it doesn't need to be there. Ouch. Do you do that? Do you stab yourself right here all the time? If I do this for a whole evening, this whole part of my thumb will just be full of red blotches. Quite often I do it so hard that they're bleeding blotches. I am not a thimble user. I'm not a hand protector. I just go for it. And actually, my hands have been so abused from weeding. I don't use gloves that often either when I'm weeding, and so my fingers are so rough. Oh gosh, I've been putting lotion on every night trying to soften them up, but they're terribly rough. Yeah, so I'm finished in the vegetables now, and that I feel like I'm free. That's always such a panic to get all that in. And now that it is in, I feel like I've got some time to do other things. The perennial garden is an ongoing chore. That doesn't end all summer. I work on that a little bit all summer long, so I'm not worried about the perennial garden. That gets done when it gets done, but the vegetable garden, that has to be in there by a certain time, and you know, our growing season is quite short, so I have to make sure that anything that there we go. I could put that and end that right there, which I think I might do. So I might raw edge all the way around now just to end this block. I think I will. This is a perfect piece. It fits exactly right. So I will pin it, and I will do this. Yeah, so getting the vegetables in is really great, because that gives me back my time to do other things that I want to do or that I need to do. So I'm going to go up here again. And there's still lots to do out in the garden. I'm not finished by any means, but now I can take my time and go as I please. I haven't even potted up any annuals yet. I haven't even bought any. We were in Dauphin was that last week? I think so. No, 2 weeks, I don't know. No, I guess it was last week. And I went to Walmart, which was a chain. I don't know why I did that, but their plants were horrible. Obviously, they were caught the same way that mine were, that were outside with all the cold and the rain and the sleet and the snow. There was nothing there that I wanted. But there is a really nice greenhouse there, and I'm going to go there because they will have good stuff. I haven't even bought my flowers yet. And I actually don't even know. I bought one thing. Yes, I did. I lied. I bought a pot of dahlias in Walmart. They were really nice. And I brought them home. It was a huge, huge pot. Paid $19 for it. And I brought it home and I split it up into 2 big planters. So my big tall planters each have 2 big, there was 4 dahlia plants in that one pot. And it was my intention to split it up. That's why I bought it. So I do have that, but I need to add something to it. It's not quite finished. Okay, need another something. Nope, too bright. Yeah, and I don't know, for some reason this year I'm really not even thinking about pots and hanging baskets and stuff that I usually always do a lot of. To me, if it's going to be really, really hot, those become kind of a nuisance because they require so much watering, and I'll be quite frank, our water bill is through the roof as it is in the summertime. I really don't want to have things that I'm going to have to water all the time. So I don't even know if I'm going to do pots. I'll do pots. I've got a couple of pots, but I don't know that I'm going to do hanging baskets. I used to have hanging baskets all over the, we have some hooks on the garage, and now I need to go find my whites. Maybe one of these. Yeah, this will do. Yeah, I'd had hanging baskets on the garage, and I put some on the pergola, and wherever I can get a hook, I'll put them on there. But I just don't know that I'm going to do that this year. I feel like it's kind of a waste of water, especially with what's going on here in this. It's not straight. I want to straighten this up. With what's going on here in the province, I don't want to waste water. People are losing their homes, and it's kind of mental to think that, it's okay to have water for your plants when people are losing their homes. So I might not even hang any pots. I don't know. Yeah, that'll be fine. One year was a year just started off just like this year has. We had a water bill. We get our water bills every 3 months, and our water bill for the summer was $600. I just can't justify that. Plants or no plants. So that's why I'm hoping. The raised beds, they have to be watered daily, obviously, but that's food. That's a different thing. I have no problem. That's something that's going to feed us. So that's okay. But for flowers, as much as I want my property to look nice, I don't think I'm going to spend that kind of money just to have pretty flowers. That's why I concentrate on my perennials, because I don't baby them at all. I'm having a hard time keeping this straight here. The perennials get watered when it rains, or once a week I'll take a hose to them and give them a good soak, but not daily. They're on their own. And I try to choose perennials that are somewhat native to my area, because then they know how to adapt, and they do adapt, and they have adapted already to things here. So, you know, that's something to remember when you're planting your perennials. Like, I've seen a lot of perennials in the nurseries that are suitable for zone 8. Well, that's not us. Why would I put that in my garden? It has to be zone 2, 3 at the most. Zone 3, you're getting a little iffy on it, but zone 2, we're good. All right, now we're going to have something dark. Are we? Yes, we are. I need something fairly wide because I want to go right to the top like I have with these other ones. This is going to be a very long video, isn't it? I apologize. You don't usually get very long videos from me, but that's how this is going to be. That would be nice, but it's too short. Oh dear. How about, yeah. How much do I need? Let's go here. Actually, I like this brown part. I'm going to go here. And then I'm going to go here. Like that. And I'm going to take this part. Ooh, yeah. Or do we want to go like this? Actually, that would be better over here. How about this part over here? Yeah, look at that. It all just works out so fine. Just gonna cut all that off. Now, is that going to be wide enough? Oh, it's perfect. Absolutely perfect. Need a pin. And I keep hitting this thing. We're getting there. Come this far, I'll just keep recording until I'm done. Maybe I'll edit it out, and maybe I won't. All right, so I'm going to go up the side again. Of course, this is all going to be top stitched, so it's not going to go anywhere. Once it's top stitched down, it's just, oh, it's so beautiful, smooth and soft. It's lovely. And I usually do that top stitching on here when I'm watching TV, or usually when I'm watching TV. It's a good, I have a little TV tray in front of me, and I'm just stitching away while I'm watching. It's about the only thing I can do when I watch TV, because I'm one of these people that I can do a lot of things, but I can't do other things when I'm doing these other things. I can't watch TV and knit. I can't do it. I've tried many, many times. Can't do it. I like to watch what I'm doing, so I can't watch TV and cross stitch, you know, like on a pattern. I've seen people who can sit there with their cross stitch patterns and do counted cross stitch and watch TV. I can't do that. But I can watch TV and do running stitch on these just fine. That I don't have any problem with that. So there you go. There's one thing I can do while I watch TV. I need a new, what happened to my needle? I lost it. There it is. Yeah, just gonna tie a knot this way because it's too short. These mats are great. you know, you can stick your pins, but I tend to lose things. Like, maybe it's my eyes, I don't know, but for a while I had a piece of fabric and I would stick my pins only on that fabric so that I would always know where they were. The pins are a little bit better than the needle. The needle, oh my gosh, if, you know, that just disappears for me. But it is nice to have something right here. That you can stick your stuff in and not have to, you know, always be looking for your needle holder or your pin cushion, because what happens with me is I have a pile of fabric over here on this side, and as I'm rummaging through it, it covers up wherever my pins or my needle would be, and yeah, it disappears. Okay, this one's going to go here, and I'm just going to stitch this one on. This is the last piece, and then this one's done. Now this piece of thread here that I've got here, once I top stitch this, I'm going to pull that out because it's going to be showing, obviously, because I didn't fold over. So I will take this basting piece out of here once I top stitch it with a color. It won't be visible at all. So I'll allow myself to make bigger stitches because it's going to come out anyway. It's just holding it in there till I get the running stitch, top stitch on. That's all. So I hope you all had a good day, a good week, and we are supposed to get rain. Let's hope so. We desperately need some rain. Hopefully this week coming up we're going to have some rain. I hope it goes up north first before it comes here. As much as we need it, they need it more. I just can't imagine. I was reading the government put out a notice about how you prepare your home for evacuation. It's a real eye-opener. You're supposed to take the curtains and window coverings off your windows. You leave a ladder up against the corner of your house for the firemen. All these things that you don't really think about. You move all your furniture away from the walls, out from the outside walls. Like, you would think that when people are evacuating, these are when people have some time, you know, like you've been given notice, 24-hour notice that you have to evacuate. And they have a list of things to do to your home before you leave it. You leave all your lights on. I guess so the firefighters can see your house in the dark or in the smoke. It's really interesting. The things that you should be packing to take along. It's just mind-boggling. So there we go. This one's done. And I'm going to put it on the pile to be top stitched with the rest of them, and I'm going to start a new one. So I'm going to be doing this. See, these will all be top stitched down, so I'm not worried. I'm going to pin them just to keep them down for now. But yeah, there we go. Another one done. Wonky as ever. So I sat here for another hour or so and I did another one. I like this one. the red and the white. So this one, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do my top stitching all in white in this part, and then all in red here. Or I might reverse it. I might do the red here and the white there. We'll see. But I really like how that one turned out. So I got 2 done today. I might make 1 more this evening. But yeah, not bad. So thanks for watching. Take care, everybody. And have a good week. And I'll see you next week. Bye for now.